Hey guys, it's Chad Poor, Director of Butler County EMS, and I'm coming to you from the back of one of our newest ambulances. You guys have heard us talk a lot about our new ambulance design and the way we've done it, but I want to start honing in on some of the other features that we haven't really focused on. And this ambulance is the first one in our fleet where we actually took a heavy focus on the actual lighting in the back of the ambulance. It sounds simple when you think about it. All of us want lights in the back of the ambulance that will actually make it brighter so that we can see everything and we don't have to worry about working in the dark. This particular unit, we actually had cut down from 8 lights to 6 in the back. We still have all the lighting that we need, but there's a very important feature and a specific thing that we focused on with these lights that we want to make sure and share with everybody else. And that's, we actually looked at the Kelvin temperature rating of these lights. So a Kelvin actually basically measures the color temperature of a light bulb. And so what does that mean to you guys? Well, what that means is a Kelvin of 1900 is like a candle. Okay, a Kelvin of 4800 is like direct sunlight, and a Kelvin of 10,000 is like the blue sky. So the higher the Kelvin rating, the whiter the light is. So why is it important to look at the Kelvin rating and figure that out when you're picking out ambulance lights for the back of the ambulance? And the answer to that is pretty simple in my book. It's because it allows us to do a better assessment of our patient and maybe actually begin providing some necessary treatment much quicker. What I'm talking about is we have patients that oftentimes can start showing signs of cyanosis. And when we teach people about cyanosis, we tell them to kind of start looking in areas of extremities like the fingertips, maybe around the lips, those kind of areas. And so we want to be able to recognize cyanosis early. We want to actually treat it as quickly as possible. Here's where Kelvins come into play with cyanosis. The higher the Kelvin rating of your light, the more it gets to that blue sky, it's gonna affect your ability to actually pick up cyanosis on your patient quicker, because a Kelvin rating that gets higher doesn't offer this full color spectrum. And in order to be able to pick up the cyanosis as quickly as possible, you need to be able to see the full color spectrum. So where do we get that rating, or what rating is close to that spectrum? Well, direct sunlight is 4800 kelvins, and that gives us that full spectrum if we're out in the regular daylight. So we actually want to get the rating, the Kelvin rating of our lights in the 4800 range, or actually even a little bit less, down to the 4000 range, because when we do that, we know that we're going to have the full color spectrum. We're going to be able to see all colors, and by doing that, we're going to be able to pick up on the cyanosis quicker, and we're going to be able to actually start treatment for our patients much quicker when they are cyanotic. The sad part about this is most of us, when we build ambulances, don't think about the Kelvin rating of our lights. We think about the wattage or how bright they are, but we don't look at that color temperature piece, and that needs to be probably the most important piece that we're looking at, because it can affect our assessment of patients. So in our previous ambulances, we tested those, and those rated out greater than 6,000 kelvins, not where we wanted them to be. So when we built this ambulance, which is our newest one in the fleet, we focused hard on trying to find lights that will bring us back into that range. These lights actually tested out just under 5,000 kelvin, so it's close to the direct sunlight. We're going to try and get it down closer to the 4,000 with our next purchase, but we're on the right track. What's sad to me is when I talked to our manufacturer about it, they struggled to remember a time where an agency was building an ambulance and actually wanted to know the color temperature rating for the lights in the back. We all talk about the lights on the outside. There's a lot of discussion about having more lights on the outside or brighter lights on the outside so traffic can see us. But what we've never focused on is the lights on the inside that can actually affect our assessment of a patient. And that's what we're trying to change here today, and that's what we try to change in our ambulance. We want to give our crews the proper tools so that they can actually assess their patients quickly, efficiently, appropriately, and begin providing treatment as necessary as quickly as possible. So the Kelvin rating of your light is very important. That's the color temperature, again, of the lights. We want to get it closer to the 4,000 range, somewhere around there. That's going to let us see that cyanosis early, be able to see the full color spectrum, and be able to provide the necessary care for our patients. So your challenge today is to find out what the Kelvin rating is in your vehicles today. And when you build your next one, let's try and get the Kelvin rating of the lights in the back of the vehicle close to that 4,000 range. I appreciate you guys taking time to listen to us today. If you have any questions, reach out to us as always. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.